Welcome back to Shennington. Senior Light's about to get underway, and it's the two-time junior champion Sam Faulkner who's been on pole position for his first race as a senior light. Richard Evans alongside him with Patrick Lay and Kieran McCulloch. Snape, Newman, Yule and Hunter round out the top four rows. This is going to be an incredibly competitive season in senior lights. Several drivers with a claim to the championship in what promises to be one of the most exciting championships in British karting in 2016. Green light, the smiley face tells us we're racing, and on we go into Cafe Corner for the first time, and already Evans is trying to size up. Whoa, there goes Amy Jurga round the outside at Cafe Corner. So that's her 11th place grid slot already gone for a Burton. She's going to be fighting back to get that place back. Here comes Evans round the outside of Faulkner. Talk about a challenge for Sam Faulkner. He's been the champion in 2014 and 15 in the juniors, and already he's got a lot of work to do, but the 283 is in first position, and he's trying to hold off the attentions of some incredibly experienced senior light racers, including, of course, in third position at the moment, the champion, Patrick Lay. No, he's fourth place now, because there goes Kieran McCulloch into third position, the man from Sheffield. And Evans now trying to fight his way forward because McCulloch has moved up into second place. Wow, Kieran McCulloch is starting the 2016 season on a whirling dervish. He wants to win, and the man now in front of him is Sam Faulkner. So what can Faulkner do? He's had two title-winning seasons as a junior. He's stepped into senior lights with every intention of being a champion there as well. But he's going to have to work very hard, in some cases, against drivers twice his age. That's gone terribly wrong. Amy Jurga tries to make the move on Manta Zaromskas, and they come together. The Nassau panel from Zaromskas' kart is gone. What a disastrous start to both their seasons. Amy Jurga, well, two incidents in as many laps. Poor Amy Jurga, this is not the way she wanted her 2016 season to start. And that looks as though arm in the air, all the way down the straight. Who's that complaining? That's Kieran McCulloch. Has he got a mechanical problem? What on earth is going on here at Shennington? He continues on. So an arm in the air all the way down the main straight. What's he playing at? Now look at this. Jurga up the inside of Zaromskas. The Nassau panel's gone. And poor Darren Martin gets caught up in it as well. The 197. So three drivers with their race meeting pretty much in tatters now. Continuing on, and we look back to the front there. There's the confirmation. Darren Martin, 197, out of the race as well, as he got into the wars with Jurga, and poor Manta Zaromskas out of the race as well, with no Nassau panel on the kart. So that's his race curtains already. Now McCulloch, whatever he had his arm in the air for, it seems to have been a distant memory now, because he's in fourth position, still battling away for the victory, with Faulkner out in front, Evans in second, Lay in third, and McCulloch in fourth. So I'm not entirely sure what he's playing at. Has he come up with a new form of semaphore? I'm not sure, but he's there in fourth position still. And no surprises, Amy Jurga out of the race, too much damage on her car. Meanwhile, Rob Newman is there in fifth position, and just in sixth place is Tom Snape on the 157. Seventh position is the 223, that's Brandon Williams, and that's how close they are. They're all together, these 5, 6, 7 carts, and up the inside comes Patrick Lay to try and take back second place. No, you don't. That got a little bit physical, didn't it? The 7 Evans has decided you're not coming through, but McCulloch has decided he's coming through. The number 3 to P3. Has he made that move stick though? Very tight on the inside line in the Park Bend. Has he pulled it up? Yes, he has. Very nicely done. Patrick Lay, reigning champion, currently in P4, trying to move his way forward. He took the title in valiant style after a season-long battle. And Grant Hunter, number 5, he was one of the big players in last year's championship. His best result in 2015 of 5th position in the title race. He wants a little bit more from that, and he comes in as one of the top-seeded drivers, of course. So we may well see him in P3 by the end of the season. But they've all been taken a little bit by surprise as to just how quickly Sam Faulkner has got up to speed in a senior light. It's clear that, yes, okay, he was champion in 2014 and 2015 as a junior, but that wasn't just one-man pace. That was genuine speed and pace. He can handle it with the seniors as much as he can with the juniors. Around the outside comes Evans for a look. Here comes McCulloch. They rub wheels. He gets on the curb, does Evans, and it's almost 3 wide on the run to the Bruno Ferrari chicane. McCulloch has to tuck back into third position. Oh, I'm not going to have a vocal cord left by the end of this weekend. And this is only round 1 of the championship in senior lights. Sam Faulkner, youngest in the field, 15 years of age, junior champion in 14 and 15, and now he is a senior light, racing people twice his age in a lot of cases, and he is the man in command. What a sensational young star Sam Faulkner is turning out to be. So they continue this gaggle through Cafe Corner. Frick through Pitts Bend. Oops, that was a little bit too much runoff area for Evans, and he's made the place. Now, I wonder, is anybody going to pick up on that? Because he used an awful lot more of the circuit than he should have done. Let's watch again. 1, 2, 3, 4 wheels were over the white line to start the move. I think the officials are going to be interested in that one, sir. That was not a clean overtake in my book. So Sam Faulkner, well, never mind about that. He's just going to get him back again. That's how you make an overtake, Mr. Evans. So Evans tucks back into second position. Now, let's keep an eye on this man, Elliot Stanley. You should just see him pop into the back of your screen, the 279. He's working his way through the field quite nicely now, up to 13th. There he is, just went through the shot, and he's working very well at the moment to make up places. Evans tries again, keeps it on the racetrack this time. But I wonder, is he going to get a penalty for that still? Because he did make an overtake. But you could argue, well, Sam Faulkner got the place back, so maybe they won't do anything. They might just give him a warning for that. Back out of the Bruno Ferrari chicane, down the hanger straight, and this is an incredible battle. I mean, it was pretty tasty in the juniors and the cadets, but in senior lights, look at this, we've got almost a dozen drivers battling for the victory here. Right at the back of this queue, Steve Yule running in 9th position, and that is the distance. 1 to 9th, here comes Evans again, on pit bend, onto the inside now. And Cafe Corner, Sam Faulkner just gets him back. This is beautiful. And that's opened the floodgates. Here comes McCulloch round the outside. Very, very close indeed on the run down to Stratford Hairpin. It's got very close for comfort. They almost all three of them went into the chicken house on the outside there. That was so close. And tucking into third place now comes Patrick Lay, the reigning champion. Rob Newman is in there as well, the 202 in 5th position, right on the tail of Evans. This is an incredibly close battle now. And now to second position comes Kieran McCulloch. Can he make the dive on the inside? No, Sam Faulkner's very wise to that. He's had 2 years of battling with incredibly talented junior drivers to come back to him. He knows exactly what he's doing. Now, Brandon Williams, a little bit of jostling there into Wilkins with the 202. That is Rob Newman, so they're right in the thick of this battle. So I wonder if the officials are going to do anything about that. Oh, Phil Gibbons out of the race, unfortunately. He is the latest to come a cropper. So hopefully we'll see him at round 2. And now the top 4 are starting to break away. This is where the race could be decided between these 4. Unfortunately, it looks as though Rob Newman, that little tussle, has dropped him back off the leading 4 drivers. Once again, through Hanger Corner, down to Wilkins. Evans is so aggressive on the brakes around the outside, and that helps him carry a lot of speed onto the back of Patrick Lay. Here comes Lay, though, on the inside of McCulloch. No, he can't get through. Now, there's a warning there. You can just see on the top of your screen, the warning for contact. That is for Brandon Williams. That is that incident we saw between him and Rob Newman. So he has been given a warning by the stewards. I wasn't sure if they would give him a warning, but they have indeed. Down to the hairpin again, looking for a good exit speed there. Patrick Lay slightly off the racing line, and he's got McCulloch on the breakaway. He's not close enough, but that will be enough to get Kieran McCulloch sweating. Out of the right-hand flick. And once again, down Hanger straight, into Hanger Corner, hang the apex. Kieran McCulloch, he just can't get close enough to Faulkner. Faulkner is bulletproof on the inside line down to Wilkins. That man is not budging for anybody. He's hanging on perfectly. Look at this. He's got guys way more experienced than him in terms of karting years on his tail. And 15-year-old Sam Faulkner just says, no, I'm not budging. Elliot Stanley, 10 places further than when he started now, 11th position. And that looks as though the 285 might be in trouble. Dave Darling, I hope he is able to get to the finish. Out of the hairpin, sorry. And that looked like an opportunity for the 7 of Richard Evans, who has now moved up back past Patrick Lay. They're jostling for position again, and that has brought the concertina back into play. So Newman is back in the fight, and so are the 4 men just behind him. 9 drivers fighting for the victory again. Oh, Easykart, you're too kind to me. You give me all sorts of action in the first round of the championship. Faulkner through Park Bend into Cafe, still holding this 8-man train. This is an astonishing display, with Grant Hunter at the back of the queue, hoping to make up a place or two. Mr. Evans, what are you doing? He's done it again. A lot of wheels off on the runoff area there, and Patrick Lay might steal an opportunity, but Evans tidies up his act very nicely indeed. Just watching the battle just outside the top 6, actually. These 3 at the back of the queue working very well together. 244, Steve Yule in 8th position. Now, that's the 93, that's Michael Burge. He's had, unfortunately, a bit of a lacklustre weekend by his standards. We were expecting to see him a little bit further up the field, but hopefully we'll see more from him as the season develops. It's so tough, though, to get this season off to a good start. As up the inside of Evans. Evans makes the move on McCulloch. Lay goes through as well. Very, very tasty overtaking move that was, and McCulloch has had to pay dear for that. Newman's now looking for an opportunity, but he almost got nudged from just behind in there. The 157 of Tom Snape getting very close in the braking zone. It's not intentional when you nudge the person in front, but everybody getting so close together, hunting for the ideal moment to brake. It's very easy for everybody to just cluster together, and at that point, you really have to have your wits about you to get through the corner without incident. Up the inside, oh, that was a bit cheeky. Very, very tight move there from the 2-2-3 that was. Just banzaiing up the inside, Brandon Williams. And don't forget, he's already had a warning for contact. And I have a feeling that those drivers that came a cropper as a result of that are not going to take very kindly to Mr. Williams' antics. So Brandon Williams now up to P6 as a result of that. And that's allowed the top four to break clear again. So Steve Ewell, the number 5 of Grant Hunter, and the man who came a cropper, Tom Snape, he was not happy with Williams' move there. And I have a feeling, well, they've already caught him off guard once. Will he get a penalty this time? That's going to be interesting to keep an eye on. Look at Faulkner, though. He's just dropped the hammer. Richard Evans, fastest lap of the race, in P2. But Faulkner's already gone. And now, up to P5 comes Brandon Williams, having made the move on Newman. Protects very nicely into Park Bend. But Faulkner, look, he's getting the gap away. How is he doing this? 15 years of age against drivers twice his years, and he is proving to be the king of the crop. This is absolutely amazing. Now here comes Ewell up the inside of Newman. Take that, sir. Beautiful overtaking to the Stratford hairpin and back up runway. It's going to look very tasty for him into the Bruno Ferrari chicane as he gets closer to the gearbox of Brandon Williams. Although Newman looked like he had a bit of a go into the left-hander of the chicane there. Didn't quite get the move done. But Evans has now dropped Lay and McCulloch and is starting to catch up with Faulkner once again. There's still effectively 9 drivers who could get on the podium here. Tom Snape started P5, running in 9th, courtesy of one Brandon Williams. I wonder if he's not going to be too savvy with him at the end of this one, perhaps, because he was right in the mix of a podium there. Out of pit bend once again and down towards the Stratford hairpin. A little bit of a lock up into the hairpin and out again. You've got to get the line just so if you want good acceleration up to the chicane. That's how you build an overtaking move. Snape is trying to get back on terms with Grant Hunter, while Brandon Williams is just trying to get away and move closer to the top 4. Evans is right on the tail of Faulkner now, and here comes McCulloch trying to get the move done on Lay. In fact, Evans got so close to Faulkner, he actually had to back out of it and drop quite a bit of time. Now he's having another go. Look at how close the spread is. There's a battle for first, a battle for third, and a battle for 5th. That's how close it is. Brilliant stuff between these 9 drivers out there. Now Evans looks to the right side. Can he flick and get the switch back here out of the hairpin? Up the inside comes McCulloch and takes 3rd off Lay. And here comes Evans having a go at Faulkner. But this might open the opportunity for Brandon Williams. He got very close to Lay in the entry, on the entry there to the Bruno Ferrari chicane. But still, Evans can't overhaul Faulkner. It's all kicking off. He's got another opportunity into Wilkins. He tucks out very wide to get a good switch back, to get good speed onto the main straight. And again, this is tightening up big style into the 3rd lap from last. Lap 19 of 21. Evans tries again. Faulkner, I'm not moving, mate. Come up with something better. Beautiful work from Faulkner out in front. It was Esme Hawkey, who's now in the GT Cup, of course. He beat to the title in 2014. He was absolute masterclass last year. Almost didn't have a challenge in 2015. Now he's going to... Oh, Evans slides up the inside. What a move! I genuinely didn't think he was going to make it there, but a superb overtake. On the inside, right flick of the Bruno Ferrari chicane is Sam Faulkner, about to take the lead back. That is masterful! Absolutely incredible. Got him on the braking zone. Richard Evans is having to dig very deep here to get this victory back off him. Oh, Sam Faulkner, that's one of the overtaking moves of the season. And it's only March. Incredible. So Faulkner digs deep, finds the overtake, and Evans is throwing everything bar the kitchen sink at young Faulkner, trying to get through. This young whippersnapper's taking a victory. What's he doing? Back off the circuit again. Somebody needs to understand, somebody needs to relate to Mr. Evans where the white lines are. He seems to have written his own racetrack here. And I think, unfortunately, realising that might have been his last chance. He's a bit too far back to make a move this time. You've got 1 lap, Mr. Evans. What are you going to do? Sam Faulkner knows where he is, parks the kart firmly on the inside at Park Bend. You're not getting through there, bucko. Into Cafe. Richard Evans has got good exit speed. He'll go to the left side of the circuit here, watch. Faulkner defends. No, Evans, oh, that was very leery. Somehow he manages to get it back on the circuit and to the left side, but that has opened up the floodgates. A back marker causes issues. Evans is on the inside. Faulkner's still there to the inside. They come together and Evans has gone wide. McCulloch is going to go through. McCulloch goes through. Lay goes through. And it looks like Brandon, that's Yule. How has Yule put himself in position to snatch third? McCulloch is going to get the win here. Contact. Yule gets bunted by Brandon Williams in the Wilkins hairpin. Lay is going to try for McCulloch across the line. McCulloch gets it. What a final lap. That is just about the best final lap I have seen in Easykart Championship racing. Amazing. Look at this again. That was very hungry Faulkner trying to get back past Evans. He saw his win disappear and he just got desperate. Went on the inside and that opened the floodgates. McCulloch wins. Lay is second and Steve Yule is third. Brandon Williams fourth from Faulkner, Hunter, Evans, Newman, Snape and Jay Hudman. If that's what the season's like, bring it on.
That was a terrific race to watch, I have to say, and I've almost lost my voice today, and it was pretty much on that one. And would you say, I mean, that was on the plate, wasn't it, in the end?
Yes, it was. I think Richard Evans was probably the fastest guy out there, but it got very bumpy, and it was, I was trying to keep my head and keep going, and then when they all crashed into each other, it was just like Christmas, birthday. It's my son's birthday today. He's 5 today. He was here today, so it's like a birthday present for him and for me. So thank you all.
Oh, that's fantastic, terrific. What a way to give him a birthday present. That's really good. So yeah, no, I mean I know you was struggling with a little bit of bottom end during the course of the day, and that did show out there. Certainly, you had plenty of top end going down the straights, but it was bottom end. So did you get to the bottom of the issue?
We had car problems. We figured out in the end. The jet was winding itself out with vibrations, so we got on top of that. It was a little bit better, but it still wasn't perfect. But it was good enough to race with and have a good day out. So all was well.
Lovely. We're going to see you at Teesside.
I hope so. My wife's due with our third baby 4 days before, so I'm in slight trouble with timing, and yeah, we'll see. I hope so.
All right. Well, listen, we hope to see you there, and keep that top end on that kart, because Teesside, as you know, is a power circuit. Congratulations, Kieran.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, Faulkner leads as the championship leader, but he's only 2 ahead of the final winner, Kieran McCulloch. Lay, Evans, Yule, Snape, and the rest of them, the chasing pack. It's going to be a mega season in Easykart Senior Lights. We'll round off Shennington with the Masters, and they've got a lot to live up to.